When Mary came to know that she was going to be the mother of God, she leaves her house in Nazareth, travels all the way to her cousin Elizabeth's house, and there she sings the Magnificat. What does she sing in this song? She proclaims, "Henceforth all generations will call me blessed. The Almighty works marvels for me." But isn't this a sign of pride? How can somebody humble say such words? The Magnificat has passed into history as a song of thanksgiving. It is very frequent in Christian culture. When somebody wants to thank God, he prays a Magnificat. When a whole community wants to thank God, they sing the Magnificat together, after a mass maybe, or at other occasions. But few people realize that besides being a song of thanksgiving, the Magnificat is also a jubilant expression of humility. As strange as it may seem, Magnificat is the highest expression of humility, one of the highest expressions of humility that we can find in the whole Bible. Why don't people realize this truth? Unfortunately, many of us have a wrong idea on what this virtue is. Many people think that to be humble is to call oneself the last of men, to call thyself a great sinner. But this is not true. In fact, in today's world, we find many people who like to call themselves sinners, call themselves lowly out of pride, so that they may appear thus before others, so that they may appear humble before others. This is not humility. And even if somebody really did recognize that he was a sinner or she was a sinner, it still would not be humility. Take for instance Judas Iscariotus, perhaps the worst sinner in all of history. He knew he was a sinner, to the point that he thought that his sin had no forgiveness. Thus he goes and hangs himself, commits suicide. Is this humility by any chance? Not at all, because humility is a virtue, and Judas did not practice virtue at this moment. What is true humility? Humility is that virtue where the person realizes that everything which is good in him or her comes from God. Saint Therese used to comment, humility is the truth. It's simple as that. When somebody is humble, he knows that the only thing that belongs to him entirely is his own miseries, is his own sins. Everything that is good in him comes from outside, comes from God and enters him, but is not produced within him. A person who is humble acknowledges the gifts that he receives. He does not hide them, but he is grateful to God and he is joyful for these gifts that he has received. A person who is humble is also possessing of another virtue called admiration. He admires in others. He thanks God for the good things God has given other people, not just for him. So both these virtues, humility and admiration, they work together in a man's soul or a woman's soul. Our Lady was humble. And she knew that Saint Elizabeth, her cousin, was also humble. That is why she sings this song before Saint Elizabeth, because she knew that Saint Elizabeth, being humble, being admirative, she would also find joy in this great gift that God had given to Our Lady. But it was not just to Our Lady. The gift that God gave her to be the Mother of God was a gift for all of humanity. For all men throughout all history did God give His only Son. Thus, Our Lady, being truly humble, recognized that this gift came from God and it was for all men and all women till the end of times. Thus, she is joyful and Saint Elizabeth is also joyful. Both of them are humble, both of them are admirative. And this is the profound message behind the Magnificat. One soul commenting to another soul the great things that God has done for her, recognizing that the Almighty has done marvels for her. These marvels do not come from within herself, but they are a gift from God. And Our Lady knew that till the end of times, all humble people, all admirative souls would find joy in the fact that Our Lady was made the Mother of God. All men and women of good faith would find joy in this, they would admire this. Thus, she says, henceforth all generations will call me blessed. In this way, we understand why the Magnificat is also an expression of humility, besides being an expression of joy and gratitude. Let us ask our Blessed Mother this day that she gives all of us the grace to participate in her humility, that she makes all of us admirative, like Saint Elizabeth was admirative, so that one day we may contemplate her in heaven and thank God for all eternity for this wonderful gift God has given all of us, our Lord Jesus Christ, the Son of God and the Son of Mary. Salve Maria.
If you enjoyed this video, tell your friends, hit the subscribe button and leave us a comment.